All right, so now we're going to look at solving two-step equations. Now, before we've looked at one step where we've either added, subtracted, multiplied, or divide, and then after we did that one step, our variable was by itself, and then we were done. But now, two steps means you got to do two steps. So you might have to add and then divide. You might have to add, then multiply. You might have to subtract, then divide. You might have to subtract, then multiply. It all has to deal with what inverse operation we're working with at the time. So here, our goal, hopefully you're catching the trend. We're setting goals when we're solving equations because we want to figure out what is our end product. What are we trying to do? Our goal is to get the variable by itself on one side of the equal sign. So it doesn't matter if the variable's on the left, doesn't matter if the variable's on the right. We want to get it by itself on either side. Ideally, right now, if the variable's on the right, leave it on the right. If the variable's on the left, leave it on the left. So how we're going to do this, how to solve. So we are going to solve using the inverse operations. Using inverse operations. Step one, or like I said, there's two steps. So what would be step one? What would be the first step? Which inverse operations are we going to use? Step one is we get rid of addition or subtraction first. So we're going to be using our addition or subtraction inverse operations. Once we did that, so we've added or subtracted on both sides of the equal sign, then step two, we're going to get rid of multiplication / division second. And I don't think I did not spell division, right? I wrote division. But so we're going to get rid of multiplication / division second. And then we know we're done. So you're done when the variable is by itself. That's how we know we're done. So let's look at some examples. The first example, 2x plus 4 equals 12. So here we have multiple steps. We need to figure out what value we can plug into this x. What's this missing value to make this statement true? If you remember, 2 times 2x means 2 times the value of x. Right? So some value has to go into x so that when I solve this, it's going to equal 12. So we're going to solve using inverse operations. We want to get rid of addition, subtraction first. So if we look here, we see adding 4. So we want to subtract 4 from the right, and then we're going to subtract 4 from the other right. I said right for the left. All right, so we're subtracting 4 from both sides. 4 minus 4 is 0, so that goes away. If we look, what's left over? It's 2x. So we got to rewrite 2x equals, well, I can do this math, 12 minus 4. 12 minus 4 is 8. My x is not by itself. I'm not done. So that's when I need to do step 2, is I need to get rid of multiplication division. Well, we just learned that. Well, we have 2 times x. What's the inverse of multiplication? It's division. So we're going to divide by 2. And if we divide by 2 on the left, we're going to divide by 2 on the right. I got my left and right correct this time. These 2 go away because 2 divided by 2 is 1. Then we get x equals, what's 8 divided by 2? 8 divided by 2 is 4. So then x has to be a value of 4 to make this statement true. I can now take this and substitute it back in for the x. So if I take this 4 and plug it back in for the x, we have 2 times 4 plus 4. Remember, we went over substitution. We do this multiplication first. We have 8 plus 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. And that's what it's supposed to equal 12. Move this up a little bit. So we got 12. We're supposed to equal 12. So we know, kapow, we did it correctly. That's how you can always check. You can check your answers without even looking at an answer key. That's what's cool about solving equations. All right, let's look at example 2. Example 2. Negative 27 equals 4y minus 3. So negative 27 equals 4y minus 3. Well, if we look, our variable's on the right this time. We're still going to do the same thing we did here, right? We're going to solve using inverse operations. In step 1, we want to get rid of addition subtraction first. Since our variable's on the right, we have 4 times y. Well, then we have minus 3. So we're going to get rid of the minus 3 by adding 3. If I add 3 to the right, I have to add 3 to the left. These 3 go away. So 4y equals, tricky one, negative 27 plus 3. Negative 27 plus 3, I'm in negative land. I add 3, so I need to go more towards the positive. So we're at negative 24. If we look, is the variable by itself? No, it's still being multiplied by 4. Oh, I have a second step. I only did step 1. Second step, get rid of multiplication division. 4 times y. We undo it by multiplying. The 4's go away. Divide by 4 on the left side as well. Y equals 24 divided by 4 is 6. Negative divided by a positive is a negative. And again, I can plug this negative 6 back in. 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. Negative 24 minus 3 is negative 27. All right, that's how you can check your work here. Let's do example 3. Example 3. A divided by 10 minus 13 equals 1. So what divided by 10 minus 13 equals negative 1? That's tricky. All right. So if we look back up at our rules, solve using inverse operations. Step 1, get rid of addition subtraction first. If we look with a divided by 10, no, that's not it. Minus 13. Let's get rid of the minus 13. Let's add 13. Add 13. That's supposed to be a negative 1. Sorry, guys. Negative 1. Add 13. These minus 13 plus 13 go away. We're left with a divided by 10 equals, well, what's negative 1 plus 13? Negative 1 plus 13. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's going to be 12. A is not by itself yet, so we know we're not done. Second step, get rid of multiplication division. Well, it's a divided by 10. Well, what's the opposite of division? Ooh, multiplication. So I got to multiply by 10. Multiply by 10. So then A equals 12 times 10 is 120. And we could plug that back in to see if we were correct. So plug in A back in for A. So 120 divided by 10 minus 13. Well, 120 divided by 10, get rid of the zeros. 12 divided by 1 is 12 minus 13. 12 minus 13, that's negative 1. Ooh, I was supposed to get negative 1. Bam. Awesome. All right, awesome possum. We did a really good job on that one. Let's do one more example. Number 4. So we have 14 equals m divided by negative 6 plus 10. So we want to get m by itself. It happened to be on the right side of the equal sign this time. So now I want to move everything to the left side. First step, I do addition, subtraction, get rid of it. And hey, look, I see an adding 10. So I want to get rid of that adding 10. I'm going to subtract 10. Boom, those go away. Subtract 10 from this side. 14 minus 10. Ooh, that's an easy one. I like that one, Mr. Harris. Thank you for giving us an easy one. 4. On this side, we're left with m divided by -6. My variable is not by itself, so I need to multiply by -6 because that's what's on the bottom. Multiply by -6. So then m equals 6 times 4 is 24. Negative times a positive is a negative. Boom. We got it. All right. Again, you can check. You can plug -24 back into here, and you should get 14. Okay. Hopefully that helped out a little bit. Hopefully you copied down your note.